We're at the Healing Storm, 801 Toll House Avenue. I'm with Jen Pierre, a massage therapist who's recently joined the team with Shannon. And you, though a massage therapist, like the stretch.
Yes.
You like to specialize in stretching.
Yes.
And you were telling me you've kind of gone back and forth from massage. So you became licensed and you worked for the school.
I did. After I got my license, I became a teacher assistant there.
Yeah.
And then.
Is that a school locally here in Frederick? Or?
It was CMSM.
Okay.
That used to be here.
Oh, yeah.
Shannon and I actually worked together there.
Okay.
And then financial aid came about.
Yeah.
And I was assisting with a coworker, and then she actually left.
Okay.
So then I got her position, and then I did financial aid for a while there. I would still do part-time massage.
Yeah.
But then when I ended up leaving there, that's when I took a break from massage.
Okay. Yeah. And then
I come here. I do the front desk.
You were just helping at the front desk.
Just got that itch again.
Yeah.
And I was like, let me get my license back.
Yeah. Okay. And what is that procedure like to relicense? Is it fairly simple since you've already been licensed once?
Yeah. So for years, I just paid a renewal fee.
Gotcha.
So I had my license, but it was inactive. And then last year on that renewal, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to use it again. I let it go. And then like in November, I started here and I was like, let me get back on that. So it's pretty easy. We just mailed in our stuff. You make payments over online.
Yeah.
But then like I would say a month I had my license.
Yeah, that's good. And don't you think, that's the way it's going to work. That's the way it's going to work. Now, the stretching part of things is really interesting to me because that is different, obviously, than massage. Tell me why that's been, your interest and passion.
So when I went into massage, I wanted to work with athletes, do a lot of sport massage. So when I did graduate, I did work with United soccer team. So I got a lot of experience with that.
Yeah. Especially with athletes because the stretching is paramount to them.
Yeah.
Being healthy and not getting injured and after playing and all of that.
Yeah. One of the things about soccer players is they're super flexible. So we had to do like a lot of pen and stretching.
Okay.
But I really enjoyed that. And then I got a job with DC Spirit, which is the women's soccer league. So that was good too. I was able to do more stretching with them.
Yeah.
I really liked that. And then I went and got certified for fascial stretching.
Yeah. Now the fascia, I've been learning a lot about. And it is that membrane that sits over kind of between your skin, your muscles, and all of that keeps it in. I'd never even heard of the fascia before.
Yeah.
So how long have you known about it? Like this whole time or?
Yeah. So we learn about that in school.
Okay.
That covers the muscle. So if that's not healthy, then that muscle it's not being supported. It's not supporting the bones. So that's why we always like people to drink a lot of water because the more water you drink, the more hydrated the fascia is.
Okay.
And then you're not going to.
So it's not just a myth. They're not just the water companies trying to sell us something. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. The drinking of the water really does. It hydrates that to keep it flexible.
Yep.
Okay. And then the stretching of the fascia, how can that help somebody? Like, how does somebody know if that's where the issue is? Do you?
Usually the fascia, it tightens up the muscle and it restricts the muscle from stretching.
Okay.
So we do soft stretching techniques that a lot of times we'll use resistance from the client, and then we can stretch that fascia, but it's also stretching the muscle along with it.
Yeah. So it really just helps everything, but it keeps everything intact. That's really so fascinating to me. So a stretching session with you is a bit different than massage in the sense that you you're moving about a lot. Like
Yeah.
the client is not just lying there enjoying a nice massage.
Yeah.
It's just, and so I've done a stretching session years ago, and it's literally a workout.
Yeah.
And it's for somebody who's not flexible, it's painful in a regulatory way. Like I'm like, you realize how unflexible you are during a stretching session.
Yeah.
But I know the more you do it, it does help, and it actually stretches all of that, like the fascia, the muscles, and everything like that.
Yeah. So when I have a client, I like to stretch the one side first.
Okay.
And then I'll have them get off the table and like walk around. A lot of times they're off balance. They feel like maybe walking on a cloud or something like that. And then I'll do the other side. And then, they get off the table and they're like, wow, what a difference.
Yeah.
Like, I stretched my husband like a couple weeks ago, and he literally grew an inch. We measured him.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, because we're doing traction on the legs and stuff. So a lot of times your legs are uneven.
Yeah.
And we tell that with the traction and things like that. So I just like helping people that are restricted.
Yeah.
And like I had a client that all she wanted to do was sit crisscross applesauce.
Oh,
and after like the second session, she sat on the floor and did that, and she was like so amazed.
I might need that too. When you're a kid, it's so easy, but as an adult, even just sitting on the floor wrapping gifts is the telltale. Every year I think, oh my gosh, I can't even just sit here on the floor like this anymore. Yeah. So coming to somebody like you really will help with that long term, kind of get all of that stretched out, increase that flexibility and mobility. Yeah, that's really amazing. So you can book an appointment with Jen through thehealingstorm.com. If you ever thought, I'm just a little tight, not so flexible, come in and let her check it all out. And you can, of course, get a massage as well. But if you really want to go where her passion is, that's where the stretching and the fascia and all of that come in.
Yes.
Go to thehealingstorm.com. Thank you.
Thank you.
Much. All right.